This news update is brought to you by...
Say hello to Carol. Carol talks for a living, from morning till night. So she relies on Flo's crystal clear home phone service brought to her through Flo's 100% fiber to the home network. It keeps her in the know, and because she bundles her mobile broadband and TV services, she enjoys huge savings, so she can enjoy much more for much less. So visit any Flo retail outlet, call 1-800-804-2994, or visit discoverflow.co to find out more. One-of-a-kind connection. This is how we flow.
It's Tuesday, March the 8th, 2016, and this is your Barbados Today morning news update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. In our top story, after 7 intense hours of talks, progress was made yesterday in the long-standing pay dispute between the National Union of Public Workers and management of Grantley Adams International Airport, Inc. A smiling Minister of Labour, Dr. Esther Bayosaku, who chaired the discussions at the Warren's office complex, emerged from behind closed doors at the head of her team and told waiting reporters that agreement had been reached in a number of contentious areas. However, Bayosaku, whose delegation included Chief Labour Officer Vincent Burnett and Senior Industry Relations Officer Wayne Sobers, reported that while progress had been made, it was necessary to meet once again on Friday at 2 p.m. to try for a complete resolution to the dispute over union demands for a 3.5% salary increase for airport workers.
I would describe it as progress because we have spent the day essentially examining the areas of concern, the fundamental areas of concern. We've heard that there were that it boiled down to a wage increase. But before we even got to that, there were some issues that we spent the day examining, and we've made some progress in that regard. So we're now on to the next phase of the discussion. You would forgive me if I don't go into the details of what we agreed to thus far. I can only tell you that we agreed to come back to the table and to examine the matter.
The 2016 sugar harvest is underway, with some workers calling for more to be done to save the industry, which for centuries has been the backbone for many Barbadians. With production this year projected at 85,000 tons of cane and 7,000 tons of raw sugar, industry officials fear a further blow to this sector as a result of the severe drought conditions. However, when Barbados Today visited the now-defunct Carrington Sugar Factory in St. Philip, where only the loading of cane is taking place, workers expressed concern about the dwindling production.
This is hard work, nobody want it.
Everybody looking for work, but is to find the work. And as the sugar industry going down, well, work in the sugar industry is hard to come by too. So in that, the only looking for work is that the work in there for the people to get.
Not very much for the young people in the sugar industry, but again, if we start to do something, for instance, we got to get our fees back together, we got to get water, as I spoke earlier, and we got to get somebody to encourage these folks.
The Child Care Board has defended its decision to refer a teenager to the Psychiatric Hospital after he expressed suicidal thoughts, saying the correct protocols were followed. Board Director Joan Crawford said the teen was sent to the Psychiatric Hospital for an assessment over the weekend after he indicated to case workers that he was contemplating taking his life. Crawford said she was also concerned that the teen's personal problems had been highlighted in the public domain and that this could do more harm than good. Media reports on the weekend suggested that the boy was suffering from abuse at home. One report indicated that a Seventh-day Adventist church group has started taking care of the boy, and its members were shocked at his referral. However, Crawford noted that the teen had been released from the hospital and all parties had agreed on alternate living arrangements for him. The board said it will continue its investigations into the allegations of child abuse and will provide counseling to the boy and his parents. The decision by the Immigration Department to fingerprint Barbadians leaving and entering the country effective April the 1st could be challenged in court. Social activist David Commershong said he was considering suing former Chief Immigration Officer Irene Griffith and Minister responsible for Immigration Senator Darcy Boyce over the stated policy. Griffith, who has retired since making the announcement, failed to respond to letters from Commission dated February the 18th, 2016, in which he sought an explanation, describing the failure of the two officials to respond to his letters as what he called the height of arrogance. The attorney at law told Barbados Today he would give serious consideration to challenging the policy in court. Barbados and Guyana are to embark on a strategy to twin the tourism products of both countries. This comes on the heels of the signing of a memorandum of understanding that would benefit their respective hospitality sectors. Guyana's Minister of Tourism, Kathy Hughes, says the recent 3-month specialized training program in Barbados for employees at small and large hotels in Guyana is all part of that MOU.
Recently, Guyana signed on to a memorandum of understanding with Barbados. It actually was signed towards the last quarter of last year. And through that agreement, we have been building on the good relations that we have with Barbados.
Honorary Consul of Barbados to Guyana, Jerry Govaya, says Guyana can look forward to more collaboration with Barbados.
The MOU basically is a good cross-fertilization of the talents of Barbados and the talents of Guyana to make the region better. We are also, I think the minister would eventually announce this. There's a huge strategy on between Barbados and Guyana to twin the tourism product between Barbados and Guyana.
In sports now, the West Indies are in India and will face off against England in the ICC 2020 World Cup opener on March the 16th, but will have 2 official warm-ups against India on Thursday and Australia on Sunday. Skipper Darren Sammy says he can't wait, expressing his desire to recapture the World 2020 crown.
It's good to be back standing so close to this World Cup trophy, and we want it. We're going to do all what we can to try and bring this trophy home.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
Lord, these papers ain't selling at all. Get your paper. Only $2.25. Get your paper, miss. Look, take it. I can pay for it.
Barbados Today, all the way.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Turning now to news from the region, Trinidad's Acting Commissioner of Police Stephen Williams says while Tobago has recorded no murders for the year so far, the homicide rate continues to challenge the police service. Williams also told a town meeting that the police service was working towards a higher detection rate.
A poor quality service, and it should not be happening anywhere in Trinidad and Tobago.
I know you said something about robberies. That is down in the country, that's what you're saying?
Yes, robberies continue to drop in Trinidad and Tobago, which is a positive. The one crime type that we have faced the challenge historically has been the homicide, but that is not a challenge in Tobago. Tobago is different, but we have to ensure that it doesn't become a challenge in Tobago. So we have to take the fight to the criminal, seek to successfully prosecute offenders, and that's where I stand.
The opposition in Guyana is warning that the government's new tax reform measures would prove to be a nightmare for thousands. PPP Chief Whip Gail Teixeira says the nearly 40,000 people who fall outside of the income tax threshold will suffer tremendously.
the horse cart man who has to now pay, I think it is $3,000-4,000 for his license to have a horse cart, and he goes to get his license, and the guy says, "Well, you haven't paid your tax." He's not required to pay a tax, and our laws do not require that you file an income tax declaration or return, even if you're not within the tax net, as in other countries, for example. So this is a nightmare that the bills in the haste, I believe, to bring these measures did not contemplate.
On the international scene, a U.S. airstrike has killed more than 150 al-Shabaab militants in Somalia. The Pentagon spokesman, Captain Jeff Davis, said the strike hit a training camp where a large-scale attack was being planned. Davis said the strike by both drones and manned aircraft took place on Saturday and targeted Reso Camp, a training facility about 120 miles north of the capital, Mogadishu. And that's news on sports. However, you can join us again this afternoon for more. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also tune in to channel 99 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM to get all the latest news and sports. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.